It was my first trip to the Rocky Mountains. I'm actually from eastern Canada, where there are more lakes than mountains, so usually I just go camping in a canoe. However, all that changed last September when I went on this trip with my two friends. It was the first time for all of us, and we had been planning the trip for a long time. I had been checking my equipment and doing exercises to prepare. If you're in good shape and well organized, camping in the mountains can be a great challenge. We were going to hike through an area called the Burstall Pass in the southern part of Banff National Park. What is a mountain pass exactly? Well, a mountain pass is the lower part where two mountains meet. It's not exactly a valley, but it is the easiest spot to hike through two mountains. The hike was supposed to be about 13 kilometers. It ended up being harder than we expected, mostly because we all had backpacks that weighed more than 20 kilograms. About half the way through, we got to the top of the pass. It was colder, but boy was it beautiful. No one was around, and off in the distance was a gorgeous green valley and a snow-capped mountain. Then suddenly something, maybe a bee, stung me on the leg. Ouch! And after that, we almost got lost because the signs were not very clear, and neither was the map we had. When we finally got to our campsite, it was dark, but we tried to make dinner. We unpacked our things, and that's when we realized that we only had 16 matches. This was worrying for us because we had to camp for 3 nights, and 16 matches is not exactly enough in case of an emergency situation. This shows how important it is to always plan ahead and check everything. We must have been too tired the night before. There was a large box of matches on the living room table, I remember, but not everyone took them. Well, other than only having 16 matches, everything was correct. In the end, we were able to conserve the matches, and we still had a few left when the trip was over. On the second day of the trip, we met an old man named Zorro. Yeah, it's a strange name. He was a tall Yugoslavian man, and he had a big dog, which he said is a Yugoslavian shepherd. I guess he has a Yugoslavian shepherd because he's from the former Yugoslavia? I don't know. Well, anyway, Zorro says that he hikes about 300 kilometers a year. 300 kilometers? That's a lot when you think about it. That's like walking from Seoul to Busan, or Toronto to Ottawa. However, hiking is completely different in the mountains, and hiking 300 kilometers in the mountains would be much harder than walking 300 kilometers on flat ground. Well, one day, early in the morning, just after breakfast, we were relaxing when we heard Zorro's voice. He was yelling, "Bryce, Ben, Dan! Bryce, Ben, Dan, help!" And then he started blowing his whistle rapidly. I said to Ben and Dan, "He needs help. We have to go. Maybe it's a bear attack. Maybe he fell and broke his leg. We are the only other people out here. We are the first responders. We have to help him." I was so scared, but I was pumped with adrenaline and ready to face whatever lay ahead. I ran down the path and then sprinted across the field. I could still hear him calling. Finally, when I caught up, I saw him just standing, and he said, "Hey guys, look, a moose." He just wanted us to see the moose. Well, I guess Zorro hasn't heard the story of the boy who cried wolf, but I won't hold it against him since I got to see the moose. Then, later that day, a helicopter landed in the middle of the valley. 3 men got out, and they approached my friends and I, and asked us if we had seen a man named Zorro. They said that he had been missing for several days. Well, we told them that he went for a hike up on the mountain, and we explained the best we could. The helicopter left.
What can we
Wow, that's just cool. Look at that. Woo! Beautiful. That's the best here.
Then later that evening, we saw Zorro again. We told him about the helicopter and asked him why they were looking for him. "It's complicated, but Zorro explained that he has a satellite tracker that he uses every night to send a message to his wife to tell her that he is okay. Apparently, the device hadn't been working for a while, so they sent a helicopter to find him. I guess it's just another false alarm by Zorro, ha ha ha. It must have been quite expensive to send a helicopter into the valley. His park fees probably covered the helicopter, but he wasn't completely sure. He also told us that he saw a grizzly bear when he was up on the mountain. But don't worry, he wasn't a mean bear like this one right here. Hey, Mr. Bear, calm down, take it easy. Take it easy before you eat someone. Not funny. Yeah, in fact, during the trip, there were a few bear sightings by people on the trail. Scary, but I didn't see one. Well, that's something else you have to prepare for when you go camping in the mountains. Anyway, I hope you had fun. Thanks for watching my show about my camping trip. I hope you can see that camping in the mountains is exciting and a little dangerous. You should always be with friends, and you should always be prepared.